Yes, the NVIDIA RTX 3070, the primary reason I decided to buy a custom-built PC from CLX in the first place. But before going into specifics, allow me to go over what I actually cover in this video. In this video, I'll be discussing why I made this video, the contents of my purchase, upgrades, improvements, and changes I've made, my thoughts after 3 months of owning a CLX Gaming PC, some money-saving tips, what I wish I did differently, and some upcoming plans for my channel. The first video I published was supposed to be a quick unboxing video to show you exactly what you can expect when ordering a PC from CLX. It was a raw video, but I felt an obligation to share my experience with you considering the lack of CLX information available on YouTube at the time. After all, if you were feeling the way I was, nervous to pay a pretty dime on a custom-built PC from a company you're unfamiliar with, but ever so impatient to get your hands on a graphics card, then my previous video was my attempt to alleviate you of the same nerve-wracking sensation I had to go through. However, because so many people had expressed interest in the content, including all the supportive feedback and helpful comments to not only myself, but to other curious future PC buyers, I decided to go ahead and make a 3-month update video that's more informative, more organized, and a bit more transparent. For your convenience, I provided the name and model of everything I'm about to cover in the description below. Now, when buying a custom-built gaming PC from CLX, there are 4 custom options you can choose from, excluding the pre-built and laptop options. These 4 are the Scarab, Horus, Ra, and Set. The Scarab, Horus, and Ra each fit a particular size. The Scarab is the small tower option, the Horus is your mid tower option, and the Ra is your large tower option. The Set is your all-around option that provides every part available in the Scarab, Horus, and Ra. The only exception being the cases that are exclusive to Scarab, Horus, and Ra. Once you select the option that best suits your needs, you'll begin choosing which parts you'd like your PC to be composed of. I began by choosing the Set configuration. After spending more time doing research than I had originally planned, I started off by selecting the most important part of any gaming PC, the graphics card. This decision was easy for me, as I already knew I wanted an NVIDIA RTX 3070. The second selection took some extra research time, but ultimately I decided that the AMD Ryzen 5 5600X CPU struck the perfect balance of cost to performance when complementing the RTX 3070. With this configuration thus far, a standard CPU cooling fan would suffice. Next up was the motherboard. The motherboard I would be picking had to be compatible with my AMD CPU. When I came across the MSI MPG B550 Gaming Carbon, I knew I had to have it. I double-checked to make sure it had good reviews, then confirmed my decision on what I think is the coolest looking motherboard on the market, while still being affordable, of course. Having done actual scientific research on storage devices, I made sure I got an M.2 SSD. More specifically, the 1TB Samsung 970 EVO Plus NVMe. Other than saying it will improve performance through faster data transfer speeds, oftentimes in the realm of 5 to 6 times that of SATA SSDs, not to mention its incredibly small size, I'll only say get yourself an M.2. Just make sure your motherboard has the compatible PCIe or NVMe of the M.2 SSD you decided on in order to utilize the added benefit. As far as RAM or random access memory is concerned, if you're not doing anything extreme with your computer, then as long as you get a couple good RAM sticks, you won't be noticing much of a difference at all between other comparable options. So I would stick to a RAM with a good reputation and one that you think looks cool. I selected 2 of the 8GB DDR4 3600 Trident Z Neos. To power up all these internals, you'll need a power supply. I selected the modular 750-watt Gamdias ASTRAPE M1 with RGB lights. I knew I needed about 650 watts for my setup, but upgraded to a 750 with RGB due to the free upgrade being offered at the time. With all the internals of the PC figured out, it was time to select the case. I wanted a simple look and a mesh front. I also needed a mid-tower in order to accommodate the size of my motherboard. This narrowed down my options and helped me settle on the black Phanteks Eclipse P400A with a mesh front panel, tempered glass, and RGB fans. I didn't include any peripherals or any other additions in my order. However, unfortunately you are forced to include Windows in your purchase. After you're finished making your payment, You can expect the waiting time to be in the range they specify, and you will be notified on the progress of your order periodically. Seeing as the PC ships from Wichita, Kansas, I assume the closer you live to Kansas, the faster the PC should get to you. This time can also vary quite a lot depending on the availability of the components you selected. Arguably the most important addition to my PC was my Garrus FUNKO POP. To be honest, I thought I was going mad when I purchased this Funko Pop for $50, but now it's been selling for upwards of $150 online. Not like it matters, since I have no plans on selling them. I've made plenty of changes since initially setting up my PC. Last video, my PC was placed here, underneath this 4K TV, and between these two beloved end tables which I so boldly trusted to support the life of not only my big TV, but the life of the speakers as well. Since then, I moved it from the carpet and placed it up on an end table next to my desk where everyone can see it. This will reduce the dust accumulation a great deal, and why not show off your beautiful new piece of machinery? It's basically a piece of art. As for the 55-inch Samsung 4K TV that can only pull 60 Hz, I decided to buy a curved, ultra-wide 1440p 144 Hz monitor, and I must say the extra FPS really do make a difference. I was skeptical of the curved monitor design, but decided to pull the trigger, and I love it. It's so immersive. The monitor I chose to get is the 34-inch GIGABYTE LED ultra-wide. It's among the cheapest of its kind and still packs a big punch. As a quick aside, you may notice the dual monitor setup I have. This second vertical monitor I mainly use for Discord or watching stock or crypto prices, and now video editing. I actually have 6 monitors in total, but not because I bought them. I didn't steal them. I work as a computer science technician, and so when the company is disposing of e-waste, I'll take the equipment that I can to try to salvage it. The vertical monitor you see here is actually one of these salvaged monitors. I've made some recordings of myself taking apart and repairing these monitors, so if you're interested in seeing those, please let me know down in the comments. Maybe I'll even give one away if I hit 1,000 subscribers. The last change I made to my PC was the addition of LED strips. The Phanteks RGB LED Strip combo set is magnetic, so they adhere cleanly to the top of the case. I have them set to breathe a red light. With the overall lighting theme being blue for Garrus, the red acts as an alarm, completing my Garrus Mass Effect themed gaming rig. As far as peripherals are concerned, I waited for the right time and got both my mouse and keyboard on sale. For my mouse, I decided on Corsair's Dark Core RGB Pro. I highly recommend this mouse for anyone with big hands and a claw grip. It has an extension to prevent the pinky from dragging too. The keyboard is Razer's Huntsman Tournament Edition with linear optical switches and silent key press. I love this keyboard, however advertising as silent is stretching the truth a bit. The responsiveness of the key is incredible, but you still hear a clicking sound when the plastic meets the plastic. I also purchased a couple Xbox Series X controllers which, due to some compatibility issues with certain games, required me to buy a Windows 10 Xbox wireless adapter as a troubleshoot as well. I can go into the specifics if you'd like, down in the comments. So after 3 months, what do I think of my experience with CLX? Overall, I'm extremely happy. At the time of my purchase, I wasn't ridiculously overcharged for my RTX 3070, and the waiting period was just 19 days. Unfortunately, the asking price on CLX for the RTX 3070 is, at the time of recording, very ridiculous. In addition, although they installed the CPU cooling fan on sideways, which doesn't affect the performance at all, everything else came neat and well organized. I give CLX my recommendation, so long as you individually compare the prices of the parts you want with their retail prices and you determine they aren't ripping you off too much. To save as much money as possible, know that the standard fans that come with your case are more than adequate and will be RGB, if that's what is displayed on the case's picture. So don't upgrade your fans unless it's free to do so. That being said, CLX will cycle through which parts they have special offers on, so if not a single part has a free upgrade or a discount, perhaps wait a couple weeks. If you take anything away from watching this video, let it be this. If you do decide to get a nicer graphics card, and the exact model matters to you, then when the parts are being picked, contact CLX and ask them specifically which model they plan to give you. If they aren't providing you with the model you want, then request to receive the model you want. Maybe even insinuate that you plan to take your business elsewhere if not. I was informed that this method is successful. So my future plans for the channel. I'm moving to a new place very soon, so I'll be publishing a part 3 video displaying my new setup. In addition, I plan to make more focused videos about CLX in general, and I plan to publish some tech repair videos showing you how you too can fix up broken monitors and PCs. This could be a fun project that saves you money while doing it. Now, my ambitious future idea for the channel is to buy one PC from each custom build PC website and compare my experiences with each. I believe this will be a helpful experience for both myself and the PC community as a whole. But in order to undertake this endeavor, I'll need the interest and support from you first, so if you're interested, please like and subscribe.